All right, everybody. Kelvin Banks Jr., New Orleans Saints tackle guard. Not sure what he'll be yet, but he will start from day one. Going to do a film review against his game against Arkansas this past year, in a game that he, the majority of the time, went against Landon Jackson, one of the better edge defenders, edge rushers of this draft class. And we'll probably hear his name called on day two of the draft. Really good matchup here. So I thought this was a good game to pick to go over for a film review. So let's get right into it, man. This first play here, it's a running play, little zone to the left, going against Landon Jackson. Strong hands, hands on the chest plate inside, extend, push him away, create that wall for your running back. Get some move on him, move your feet, move your feet, move your feet, and displace the defender. Again, really strong stuff at the point of attack from Kelvin Banks Jr. against a really good player. I mean, right here you can see he just throws him, latches back on, drives his feet, and moves him, 2, 3, 4, 5 yards off the ball or off the line of scrimmage laterally. Really good stuff there from Kelvin Banks Jr. to start things off. Next one here, this is a really good rep, really from both guys here. And again, this is a really good matchup. Landon Jackson's a really good edge defender who's going to have a long NFL career. So this play, Quinn Ewers is going to take a three-step drop. It's going to be quick game. So as a tackle, as an offensive lineman, you know the pocket is not going to be too deep. You don't have to worry about having to take your guy all the way out here. You know, you don't have to set the depth of the pocket like you would for a 5-step drop or a 7-step drop, right? So see here again, smooth out of our stance, staying square to the line of scrimmage, right? Check out his inside foot, how he keeps it vertical. That helps him keep his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage to protect himself from that inside move. So see here, Landon Jackson goes for the cross chop, right? This is a move that he actually beat Will Campbell with, all right? Guy that went, really high to the Patriots this year. First tackle off the board, right? And you can see the feet from Kelvin Banks Jr. here, how smooth they are, getting to a spot. When he sees Landon Jackson fake that inside move, he takes a quick post, but then plants back off of that post foot and gets back outside. And again, continues to move his feet, move his feet, move his feet. And he protects his quarterback and runs him around the edge. Again, the pocket doesn't have to be too deep here because this is a quick pass, quick three-step drop, right? Again, just beautiful feet here. And the outside punch right there. And Landon Jackson, really good player. Almost pretty much does land this cross chop. But again, because Kelvin Banks Jr. is able to keep his feet moving and keep his body in front of him, he wins the rep. Good stuff. All right, next one here, we got some play action. Banks again going against Landon Jackson, this time from a tighter alignment, Landon Jackson is. You can see the play action. Watch the patient hands from Kelvin Banks Jr. here. Okay. Waits until Landon Jackson shows his move. Looks like he's going for that cross chop again, right? But because we're patient with our hands, we don't get it chopped this time. So we're patient, Okay, now he throws his move, the chop. Now we can bring our hands, boom, and stuff him and put him in the dirt. That is really impressive. Patient hands. Throw our strike, finish him. Here he is on the backside of a pin and pull play, cutting off Landon Jackson from the backside. Again, so you got pin and pull, you're going to get, we're going to pull, we're going to block this sort of zone principles here for Kelvin Banks Jr. And again, his job is to cut this defender off and create a wall for the running back this way. So we'll see it here. Okay, you can see the first step, running back sort of in the way, but you can see he gains ground with that first step, brings his outside shoulder into the inside armpit of Landon Jackson. And again, runs his feet and builds a wall right there. Gets in front of him. That's really nice stuff on the run and the backside of a run here where he's working zone principles. All right, next one here again. Okay. Working against Landon Jackson, who's pretty much lined up right across from him. Just so smooth with it, man. Using his length right there, hands inside, mirroring him, staying in front of him the entire time, keeping his legs moving, and again, finishing the rep with Landon Jackson on his back in the dirt. Next one here, okay, playing with really good leverage. All right, look how low he is. He's lower than the defender. Really good leverage. I like the inside hand here to stop the inside move right there. Shooting that inside hand, stop that. And then we bring that outside hand. You can see him winding it up. Okay, we're gonna it's sort of the offensive line version of a club, right? We're gonna club sort of that outside shoulder to stop any kind of outside move from happening. And he does it perfectly again right there. Boom. Brings back that inside hand to lift him up to finish out the rep. All right, next one here. Landon Jackson gets Kelvin Banks Jr. on a counter move. And this is what I think, is kind of off topic here. I know we don't really care, but unless the Saints draft him, of course. Landon Jackson, this is why I think he's a really good edge defender because he doesn't just rely on his primary move. So this is a good example here. He's going for the cross chop right there. That doesn't work, but then he comes back with sort of like a club arm over or swim and gets inside here. Now it's a decent job of Kelvin Banks at least being able to get back to sort of push him away from the quarterback. But this right here really shows the main flaw in Kelvin Banks' game, and that's just overextending. Right, he gets overextending. He gets his shoulders over his hips a little too often. You can see right here, like perfect still shot right there. And that makes it easier for defensive linemen to just be able to grab him like Landon Jackson does there. And see him get some of his jersey and then just pull him forward and then come over the top, right? And get inside. But again, really good job of Kelvin Banks recovering just enough, right? Just to push him around or push him through that line of scrimmage to where Ewers can escape. But I mean, this, like I said, this really highlights the one thing that Banks really needs to work on in terms of pass protection. Just a little too over his hips, and it causes him to be able to be pulled forward and get thrown off balance. Next one here, Landon Jackson ends up getting a sack, but this one I don't put on Kelvin Banks. I think that the quarterback needs to do something. He needs to get rid of the ball, right? The clock has to be sped up for the quarterback here. This one is not on Banks at all. This one I would call either a coverage sack or on the quarterback. So let's check it out. And I think actually it's a pretty good rep from Banks. Now, could he have done a better job of playing through the whistle? Sure, absolutely. But in terms of the broader picture, it's just hard to put this on him. So again, Landon Jackson going for that cross chop right there. Kelvin Banks Jr. at this point has seen it, doesn't really fall for it too much. Gives a quick little post inside right there, but again, has such good footwork, he can bring it back out. Uses an outside pillar strike with his outside hand right there. You can see it. Stop that outside move and then bring in that inside hand underneath. And then just sort of anchoring down from there. And then the quarterback gets sacked. Now, again, could he have sustained this block a little longer? Yes. But it's hard to put this on the tackle when the quarterback had let's see. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5, almost 5 seconds in the pocket there, plenty of time. So again, Landon Jackson had another counter move there. First one didn't work, so he goes for the rip underneath. That's why I think he's going to be good in the NFL. But I digress. Here he is in the run game, getting some movement on this down block against Landon Jackson and the front side of power. You can see him getting some displacement there. Stays low, hands inside and underneath, drives his feet, and moves him out of the way. All right, last one we'll look at here. Another play fake to the running back going against Landon Jackson, who's lined up right across from him. Again, high-level matchup this was, man. You can see, once again, hands inside. This time we're hitting him with the two-handed strike. Just sort of raising up. We're not kicking out too far. We're not oversetting. Just sort of raising up, moving our feet, waiting on him. Again, the inside hand placement I love here because of the alignment that Landon Jackson was essentially right in front of him, right? And that 4-eye sort of look. Hands inside. Kick back. And guess what? I like this part. He thought that Landon Jackson was going to throw a move at him, right? Maybe like a chop or something. And he sort of goes for his own chop right there. And then he comes back with his hands. Like the inside hand placement on the shoulder, mirroring him all the way around, putting his body in front of Landon Jackson to protect his quarterback. That's nice. So, yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Kelvin Banks Jr., I'm a huge fan of the pick. I did another film study on him over on the Boot Crew Media YouTube channel. You can check that out. It was his game against Michigan. He was excellent in that as well. But this game here, going against Landon Jackson, high-level matchup, I thought he did really, really well. Appreciate you guys watching.